Hello, 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 and welcome back to Creative Melody. I'm Anthony Frazer, and this is
Marlene Marvelous.
And do we have a video for you? We are diving into the album that is the iconic album itself. Oops, I did it again. And I am super excited. It is the 25th anniversary of this album, and we are celebrating in a huge way. We are going through vinyl unboxings, we are going through singles, music videos, a bunch of live performances, and now the album review. We're also going to jump into the 25th anniversary album review once that comes out, so we will have additional tracks later on, and we will also have 2 exclusive deluxe double vinyls that Britney is putting out specifically for this 25th anniversary. So, without further ado, let's dive in. Here we go. Until I feel the vibrations. The first track is Oops, I Did It Again.
Track 1.
There's something.
Oh, it's beautiful. But wait a minute.
Yeah, yes it is.
But I see the ocean in the air.
Well, baby.
Oh, you shouldn't
Period. Oh my god. Okay. This song is a million, 10 million, a billion, kajillion, whatever the fuck, bitch. Okay, it's the highest that you could get. Can I just say, to be a fan in 2000 and literally watch Britney Spears just blossom from the girl next door to the iconic fucking pop princess that she is. Hello, the elevation. I mean, literally in my head, I'm like sitting at home watching TV and the McDonald's commercial comes on. You guys know.
If you know, you know.
With her and NSYNC, and Britney was like going on tour, and she had a little VHS thing and a CD that was available at McDonald's. And if you were lucky enough, you got one of the hit clips as well. And I have all of those things. I was obsessed.
And I was like, why are you so obsessed with me?
Can I just say, yes, this album also came out May 16th, 2000. And funny enough, that is actually my sister's birthday.
Oh.
Yes. And I was devastated because my mom chose to get my sister who is a Christina Aguilera and Backstreet Boy fan, the Britney Spears CD for Oops, I Did It Again, and said, oh, y'all can share it. Ooh. Needless to say, I bribed my sister and got the CD. So, yes, I know, probably horrible of me, but I was like 8 years old, so sue me at some point, okay?
Sue me.
But I was so obsessed with Britney Spears. This song is just like literally larger than life. If you thought Max Martin did his thing on Baby One More Time, Oops, I Did It Again was just the revelation of I did it again. Like literally we created another fucking hit. Now the song did not go number one, which so sad. But it definitely was a top 10 hit. So yes. But the video is iconic.
Oh, yes.
And I cannot wait to go over the video. So I want to share so much, but I'm like, I gotta save certain things for certain videos, and I just really can't say too much. But I will just say, I absolutely love this. I love the song. I love the vocalization. I love what she did. Well, what the producers did with the auto-tune and the layering and everything in between. I loved all the vocals that you got. I mean, literally, if you listen to the song Stems and you hear all the vocals, the background vocals, Britney's vocals, everything, they just get insane. The fucking stacking there is like stacked on stacked on stacked on stacked on stacked. It is like choirs of vocals, okay? And there's something that I love about this. If you follow Charlie Puth or you're a fan of Charlie Puth, you know that he is obsessed with Britney Spears as well, particularly because of this song.
Gay.
And there is, what she does in here is something that Bach has done, where she does a B chorus. And that B chorus, when it comes back in at the end with the, oops, I did it again to your heart, that part, it just like proclaims the success of the song. You know what I'm saying? Like the song was already successful on its own with just the original chorus, but then when you hit it at the end with this B chorus on top of it, it just gives it like this like chance that's like beyond, like it seems like it's like very like echoed and like vibrating, you know? And it's even more powerful when she performs it on the Dream Within a Dream tour during that part. Like that's probably one of my favorites. So I can't wait until we go over that performance.
Okay.
But yes, I give it a 10. I can't talk any more highly about it. I will pass the torch. Here we go.
All right. No, listen, this is my very first Britney Spears song. I've kind of talked about it here on this channel before, but this is the song that really introduced me to Britney Spears. My sister and I, we would make our mom blast this song in the car, and we would sing at the top of our lungs.
Yes.
It was this and Complicated by Avril Lavigne. Like, those were the two songs, like, we would just scream in the car. Yeah, I know. And it was just like, that to me was just like my whole childhood right there, was just like listening to like, you know, these songs, and like just, I think that's kind of where I found my love for music. I guess it just was also very interesting for me, is like, I really didn't follow Britney afterwards after that, just because because my family was very like, this is the content that you can like listen and watch, and like this is the content that you can't. So like for me, like I guess it was just a more so of like, my parents were, well, I mean, also just even say like they also liked what they liked, and it was kind of like, this is what we're gonna listen to. So like I remember even listening to Rihanna's album, what was the one with Umbrella?
Oh, Good Girl Gone Bad.
Yeah, Good Girl Gone Bad. We literally would like play that, like when we went on vacation. We would play that. We would play Sweet Escape by Gwen Stefani. We would play Fergie's album, her first album. We would play that as well. Like that was kind of my childhood, and that was all that I kind of like really listened to. I mean, obviously some other songs and artists and all that at that time, but for me, like this, I just love this song, and it holds such a special place in my heart. I'm still sad and upset to this day that Drag Race has not reused this song. Probably because Britney was like,
the first time that y'all used this song was so bad that you will never use this song ever again.
listen,
I don't think that that's what it is.
No,
I really don't.
But no, I really do. I really want them to reuse this song because it's such a great song. Even Alyssa said it. The fact that that lip sync was so lackluster and so like sad. It was like this song is high energy. It's Britney Spears. It's high energy.
Literally.
Like you gotta give. But yeah, I love this song, and I mean it's just there's so many great things about it. The lyrics, the little like kind of movie-esque moment that you've got,
Titanic.
the reference to the Titanic, and just the music, everything is just, it's so good. I mean, like even now, like when you compare this song to Baby One More Time, like you see like the growth, and it's really cool. Like you see kind of like Baby One More Time being like, yeah, the little like softer, like the more innocent, I would say, kind of, you know, song, and then you kind of, it's like Oops is the after of the relationship that you were trying to get into.
Yeah.
The like, oh hey, this was actually kind of trash, and you know.
Now it's over.
Yeah, now it's over. But yeah, I don't know. I absolutely love this song. I have to give it a 10. Yeah, it's amazing. It's my childhood, it's everything, and they really got it right with this song. And I mean, we start to see more of a, I guess, a pattern in the rest of this album and what the song is and the singles, but you'll see when I'll explain later when we review all
Go over
that.
the album.
Yeah.
Yeah, I will also say, in reference to what you said about Rihanna and her album, Umbrella is actually a Britney Spears song as well that was given to Britney, and Britney passed up on it. Actually, what happened was the album was already cut for Blackout, so she couldn't have recorded it and put it on there, but oh my god, Neo, next time, quicker, okay? Anyway. And then we have track 2, Stronger.
Just stop. There's nothing you can do. I'm not your today. You think that I won't be on my own, but stronger than yesterday. Now it's away. My say killing me. Might didn't take it, 'cause now I'm strong yesterday. Now it's not away. My killing me. I'm stronger. Come on now. On my own. I don't need nobody better. Stronger than yesterday. Nothing but a power. My only feeling me now. Stronger than yesterday. Now but a power. Let's say killing more than yesterday. Nothing but a power. Let's say killing more. Stronger.
This album is just so good. First of all, you have to be so iconic. You have to have such a fucking amazing catalog that your first 2 albums that are diamond are not people's top albums. That's what I'm just like, bitch. Like, to know that everybody thinks that like the Holy Trinity is some version of like Blackout or In the Zone and Glory, like that's usually everybody's Holy Trinity, right?
Yeah.
Some people will throw in like a Circus, or some people will throw in like Britney, the Britney album, the 3rd album. But the first 2 albums are just so fucking iconic. There's just something about them that they're just like hit after hit after hit after hit after hit. I mean, if you would think of a fucking industry plant, you would think she would be an industry plant. You know what I'm saying? But the fucking, like, the work ethic and the fucking drive and the determination and the fucking music and the just everything was just so freaking good. Like, I just can't, like, the vocals too on this album, like, to know, okay, to know that people these days are like,
oh, Tate McRae's a singer, Sabrina Carpenter's a singer, this and that, blah, blah, blah.
but they didn't give Britney Spears the credit to be a singer on this album.
Yeah.
Hello? Vocals. We literally have vocals on every single song. Her biggest song in this album is supposedly, like, Where Are You Now? But, like, Oops, I Did It Again and Stronger had big numbers. I mean, like, they had big vocal numbers in them. Like, come on now. Just like, and y'all won't give her credit? My God, who the fuck are you? American Idol panel? Anyway, I give this a 10, obviously. This is also track 2 on the album, so there goes that. To hit with Oops and then Stronger. Shut up. Vocally, I think Britney does amazing in this. Again, the background vocalists that come in as well and help out Britney. Max Martin is just a fucking genius. Him and Rami, like, oh my God. Like, to be able to work with those two at some point in my career, I could only dream to be able to work with those two. I don't know what to say about the song. Like, this song is jam-packed full energy, and I also love how this song kind of touches back and pays homage to Baby One More Time, because in Baby One More Time she says, my loneliness ain't killing me no more, and in this song she says in Baby One More Time she says, my loneliness is killing me, and then in this song she says, my loneliness ain't killing me no more. So it's kind of like she and again, she didn't write the song, so she didn't know about that. And also, I'm sure at some point with Max Martin writing this song, he kind of had that in his head of like, okay, well, this kind of makes sense to give Britney because she already said this in Baby One More Time. But for her to also acknowledge this, because they did like a first listen when Britney's album dropped on MTV, and like some of the fans were listening, and then one of the guys turned around and was like,
hey, you know, like, is there a correlation between these two songs?
and she's like,
Funny enough, I heard the same thing when I first listened to it.
and I was like, oh, that's a weird correlation. Like, that's kind of cool that it touches back into that song. So yeah, it's so cool. And I also love too that Britney is just one of those artists from her first album, when in a time where everything was just so controlled by the label, she did have some range to be able to write and like rewrite some of the music, even though she did not take credit for it. Born to Make You Happy and From the Bottom of My Broken Heart were two songs that she kind of was able to manipulate some of the lines in there so that it was more fitting for her. And then she even got to write her own song, which is I'm So Curious, which is funny because Curious is also her first fragrance that ever came out. But yeah, so she got to write on that. And then she also had a lot of direction in her music videos at this time. She had a direction in the first music video, the second music video, the third music video. So Baby, Sometimes, and You Drive Me Crazy. And then even going into Oops, I Did It Again, she had a lot more direction, and she was still talking to Nigel and kind of telling them like what she wants and what she's seen for the videos and the treatment and everything. And even into Stronger, like she already had an idea of like what she wanted for the treatment. So I just find it so cool, like how in that day and age where artists really didn't really have a voice, the label was really leaning on her. And I really, really wish we had labels like Jive now. But literally, like, I wish that more labels would lean on their artist and say, like, how do you feel? How do you connect with it? Because you're the person that we're trying to grab your audience, you know? They're supposed to relate to you in some way. They're either the same age or the same gender or whatever it is, you know? They're trying to relate in some way. Either the boys want to be you, the girls want to date you, or vice versa, you know? Like, it's got to be something, right?
Yeah.
And so you would know how to market that, right? You would know a little bit more than somebody who's 50, 60 years old who kind of lived that in a different time, in a different space. You know, they're not coming up now. So I really love how labels really kind of trusted the artist, especially Jive then. But yeah, this song is iconic in itself. And I was so happy to get this on the head clip. So happy. How do you feel about it?
No, I love this song. This is probably one of my favorite Britney songs. Also, this is probably one of my favorite songs to perform. I love this song so much. It's so good. The vocals, the lyrics, the little nuances in the music, like, it's just so good. Like, you literally just open up with Hush, Don't
Stop.
Yeah, Hush, Don't Stop. And it's like...
Actually, I think it's Hush, Just Stop.
It just starts off with Hush, Just Stop.
And the Keurig sound.
Like...
And Keurigs weren't even out then. Britney invented the sound for Keurig.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
But yeah, no, like, just, like... And then have that, like, dramatic pause. Like, there's just was, like, a grandness even in her music. Like, it's just, it's so good. And I mean, like... just like everything, like, it just so many good moments. Like, the music has a, like, there's a breakdown, then it kind of slows down, and it's like, you know, picks back up in the last chorus, and then she has like a B chorus to this too.
Yeah,
it's like, it's just crazy. Like, this song is just so good. It's just like, I mean, I don't know, like, just, I don't know, maybe it could have been the lead single, but I mean, like, like, I feel like Oops is like perfect lead single material.
Yeah.
I just, like, this was just
this
so
is a
good.
Great second single, I would say.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I know she wanted to make Lucky the second single because then it would have been her seventh number one.
A seventh single.
Seventh single.
We wish it was her seventh number one.
Right?
We're still waiting.
Right? No, you still have 2 more to go.
Yeah.
But... yeah, no, I really do love this song. It's so great. I really wish I would have been there around that time when all this was coming out.
I know, and I cannot wait. Have you ever seen the music video?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
But you haven't seen all the live performances?
No.
I cannot wait until you see the live performances. All right. Next up is track 3, Don't Go Knocking on My Door.
Don't go. Is it no more things to try? You finally with you till I hear myself saying I'm better off with stronger than that. It's no mystery. Me, what matters on this? It's okay. I will be alright. I know I'm a little picky, but hey, I just know what I want.
Anyway, sorry, I love that bit. She has bits throughout this whole thing, and I absolutely love that bit. So that is the song Don't Go Knocking on My Door. And honestly, it's one of my favorite tracks off of the album. There are a couple real good gems that I absolutely love. Max Martin is the king. You can hear when it's a Max Martin song.
True.
Like, as soon as it starts, there's the 3 chords, there it goes. And he just has it. It's like these larger than life, like dun 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 dun, dun 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 dun. And actually, I think that's an NSYNC song.
Well,
that specifically, but it's like you just feel it. It's like it's kind of like pulsating through you. And I absolutely love this when she performed it on tour. I can't get no satisfaction. I'm sorry, Don't Go Knocking on My Door. It was so good.
You're already ready for the next song.
No, literally. I love Max Martin. I'm pretty sure Shellback is on this as well. Oh, Rami, and Max Martin, Alexandra Cronlund, and Jacob Scholes. So, yeah. Again, Rami, Max Martin, they're the two that I really look up to. They're the two that the sound is just bigger than life on this. And I really feel like this is one of the deep cuts on the album that kind of really pull in the rest of the album to make it all kind of cohesive. Because this song is kind of like the Oops, I Did It Again and stronger. When it comes into the production and the sound and everything, it really does make it feel like an album. It makes it feel like it's part of the same journey, you know?
Yeah.
But again, we get the same feeling with I Can't Get No Satisfaction, and What You See Is What You Get. And yeah, but my opinion on this is that it's a 10.
Okay.
So 10, 10, and now 10 again. But yes, how do you feel about the song? You hate it, don't you?
I don't necessarily care for it. I do like her vocals on this. I do like the production on this. To me, like, I don't know. While I feel like there's a lot of great elements to it, there's just nothing that I'm really connecting with this song. I don't know. Like, it's so weird. I just don't really know how to, like, put it into words. I don't know if you can help me with this, but it's like,
well, it's because you haven't experienced, like, the live performances. You haven't experienced this tour. Like, I feel like it would be different had you have grown up really listening to this album and not just listening to track 1 and track 2.
Right.
And if you really, like, grew up listening to this album and you went to her tour and you kind of got to see it, I feel like you'd be more immersed into the Britney world. But also because this is really not your sound. You're more of, like, the 90s dance house. Where this is more like the Y2K.
Yeah.
Which is not you. You're not the bubblegum pop Y2K girl.
True. I guess maybe that could be it, just because I feel like there's a lot of great things about this song. That I think, again, I think the production of this song was produced very well. I like her vocals. I like the lyrics. The lyrics are really good too. You know, there's a lot of great things about this, and I do feel like the song itself has a lot of great moments that you can play with in a performance. You know, like, the song itself already kind of, like, speaks for itself, if that kind of makes sense.
Like in a more, like, theatrical way, like, Don't Go Knocking on My Door. It's very much, you know.
Yeah. It's very, like, this is, I guess, a song that you really would hear like a pop star would sing. You know what I mean? Like, this is very, like, it's very pop.
Well, it's very adolescent. It's very young teen.
Yes.
You know?
I don't know. Like, I just don't really, I'm not hooked into it. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, okay, that was cute. You know, like, do I think it belongs with the album? Yes. Can you hear Max Martin in this? Yes. This also kind of follows the same formula as Oops and Stronger. They have that, like, B chorus that, you know, what's it, Charlie Puth? Is it Charlie Puth or Shawn Mendes? It's Charlie Puth. Okay, yeah. Got it. I couldn't remember which bottom likes Oops, I Did It Again.
They're all bottoms.
I mean, I'm pretty sure they both do, but
I hate you.
But I think that, like, it does follow this, like, same formula, you know? And it's not that it's bad. I guess, like, I'm just not, like, really hooked into this. And I feel bad because, again, I don't think that there's anything wrong. So I really don't know how to grade this. I think I'm just going to give it, like, an 8.
Okay.
Only because also another one thing, and we're going to hear it again, but I wish she would have kept the interlude separate from this song and the next song. I think that, like, if she just would have, like, kept that out and just let it be its own thing, you know, because Britney really doesn't do interludes like that.
Well, it's because it's not an interlude. It's a skit.
Well, skit, interlude, whatever, same thing.
But people usually don't, especially, like, in the 90s and early 2000s, people did not put skits as, like, their own standalone tracks. Because I don't even think Eminem did it on his. I think he attached it to the ends of each of the songs or the beginnings.
No, he did.
He did his own skits?
Yeah.
But I mean, I know that he has skits, but I'm saying were they included on the track previous or the track that it was on? Like, was it its own track?
Yeah, it was its own track.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I know for a fact Eminem would do that. But like even then, like, that's what I'm just saying. Like, I feel like if we're gonna have, like, a skit or an interlude, like, I feel like it should have just been its own thing. And I feel like that's kind of where I'm gonna take 1 point away because I just can't connect with it. But then another point because I feel like we could have just had a skit separate from this. So I mean, like, even, like, what is it? Janet does stuff like this too in some of her albums, and I feel like, you know, like, they blend very well. When she doesn't, like, interludes and skits, they all blend very well, and I love it.
With that being said, we're going to go into the next track, which was also performed on the VMAs in 2000. It was kind of like an interlude into Oops, I Did It Again. And we're going to get our first on this album of 2. This is our first cover, and this is by, I think, the Rolling Stones.
Yes.
Okay. By the way, I will tell you guys what the Rolling Stones thought about this when we come back. So here we go.
You know what? I think I figured it out.
But
I think I figured out why I don't care so much for Don't Go Knocking on My Door.
why?
Because I feel like it's not as hard hitting as like even this song. Because you got Oops, you got Stronger, and you get I Can't Get No Satisfaction, right? I feel like the beats in that just hit a little bit harder. Versus where Don't Go Knocking on My Door, I'm like, that's what I'm missing. It's like a harder beat. And that's why for me, I'm gonna give this a 9.5. I don't know, like, just because, like, I like her vocals. I like what she's doing with her vocals. I like that it's different, you know, which I already know you're about to kind of dive into this whole story about what the Rolling Stones said. I like the different, like it's different. I like that it is different. I like that it's Britney. It's not trying to be Aerosmith. It's not trying to be Rolling Stones. It's just Britney. You know, it's not trying to be anyone else. It's Britney and her own creation, and it's her. It fits the album. You know, I feel like it works. It has like a playfulness. It's a little bit sexy. You know, it's a little bit mature, but like I don't know. Like I just think it works, and I think it all works, and it has. You know, it adds something to this album, and like even by itself, I feel like you see the epicness and like the performance, you know what I mean? And again, not to say that Don't Go Knock on My Door doesn't. I definitely think it's a really good song, especially one to perform. I'm sure there are great visuals for the song.
Don't lie.
You know, and great performing aspects of the song. But I just feel like that this song, I don't know, I like that it's just very like different.
Yeah, listen, I absolutely love this song as well. I think the song is great. I thought it was great the second she performed it on the VMAs. I couldn't wait until we got the version of it from the album to finally hear what it sounded like. And it was great in concert as well. She performed this live and it was just amazing. And she also did a nod to the Rolling Stones by not only performing her version, but in a breakdown, she gave the Rolling Stones version.
Oh.
Which was really cool. Rodney Jerkins actually did this song. The Rolling Stones were not happy about it. And I'm pretty sure it was Keith Richards who is not happy about it the most. I think Britney and Mick Jagger did meet and talk about the song, and he said that, you know, he kind of liked it. Later on, I think this was like a year or so later, like 2002, 2001 time frame when she met him. And they kind of had like a moment. I think it was at like the VMAs or something.
Okay.
But yeah, no, Keith Richards was not happy with this. He was not happy with the production. He said that it sucked and it was very like completely different from what the original was.
Mama, this is garbage. Right here.
Which, this is my thing about covers. If you're gonna do a cover, you don't want to do it the exact same way as somebody else, right? You want to take the song and you want to make it your own without really like hurting anybody's feelings who's done it before, you know?
Yeah.
There's always going to be the original and then there's going to be the covers. And I feel like, you know, I Love Rock and Roll is one of those songs which Britney wound up covering later, but everybody has covered that fucking song, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There's so many different versions of it. And again, like, Britney's version isn't going to sound like Joan Jett's version, and Joan Jett's version isn't going to sound like Miley's version, and so on and so forth, you know? You're going to have different versions of songs, and it's, again, supposed to appeal to that audience at that time when the song comes out.
Yeah.
Britney's album was very Y2K, was very pop, and had a tinge of, like, urban, you know, R&B soul to it a bit. And I really feel like because Britney was leaning very R&B soul because she loved Mariah Carey and she loved Whitney Houston. And that's kind of what she was basing her whole musical career off of before she got into Jive Records and they really turned her into this pop artist. She wanted to go more R&B soul. And I even at some point she said something about like even toning it down to like a Sheryl Crow, but it wasn't supposed to be like this. And yeah, so they didn't like the cover. They didn't like the version of it. They really hated it and they tore it to pieces.
Do you want to fight?
But I think the song did very well for itself, and Britney performed it like crazy. And truthfully, for me as an a young artist and somebody who grew up listening to this music at an impressionable age of 8 years old, I think that this was one of the songs that kind of stood out to me, that listening to this version of this song made me want to go listen to the Rolling Stones version.
Yeah.
You know, it was like, it kind of lent the ear to be curious about what the previous version sounded like. And then I was able to appreciate both of the songs standalone on their own, you know? I don't know, but I also love Rodney Jerkins' his production. I love his production. I think he does so well. And also, I could really see this fitting so well on Michael Jackson's Escape album. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Oh, yeah.
Like, if Michael did this,
yeah,
and it was on Escape, like, and because Rodney was on that album as well, like, I could really just hear it, like, part of the Slave to the Rhythm and the Escape track and all that stuff. Like, I could really hear it fitting in there.
Yeah. Which I feel like no one would have ever questioned.
Nobody would have questioned it.
Well, especially like now. Like, I feel like, well, even then, but like, I don't think anyone would have ever questioned it, you know? Mm-hmm. I don't think, like, you know, even at the time around this album was released, I don't think anyone would have questioned if Michael did something like that, you know? They would have been like,
oh yeah, it's Michael, of course. Like, it's great, it's amazing.
But like, I don't know, like, I have to agree. I like what Rodney did. But I'm also going to say this. I have to agree. I don't think I even heard the original version. I think I've heard this version first, and then the Rolling Stones version.
So you did hear the Rolling Stones version?
No.
You've never heard
Or maybe I did. Maybe in a commercial.
It's very like 70s, 80s vibe, like early 80s. Late 70s, that I would say. It kind of has like that 70s tinge of like the acoustics of what live instruments sounded like, because, you know, they were in bigger rooms.
Oh, yes.
But it was also very UK. It was very British.
Yes, I know exactly what you're talking about now. I remember. Yeah, I probably like heard it in like a movie or a commercial or something, but like, honestly, that's probably where I've only ever heard it. Like,
if we ever watch the live performance from Britney, she does a really nice job with like putting that breakdown in there and giving them a little bit of a moment. I really love that. But all right, well, we're gonna move on to the next song. The next song is gonna be one of my favorites off of this album. It is "Don't Let Me Be the Last to Know." Here we go, track number 5.
I hear you say wanna feel the way you feel. Don't, just let love down back. So baby, if you love me, let me be the last to know.
Period. Oh my god, I love that song. It's so good. It's so good. I have to give it a 10. I'm so sorry. I love, 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 love this song. And I also love the title DLMBTLTN. I'm sorry, TK. I absolutely love this song so much. Don't let me be the last to know. So good. I just love her, like, especially the end where she's like, don't let me be the last to know.
Yeah.
That whole part. Just like her vibrato, her runs in this album are just so good. They're just so good, especially like Dear Diary. Bitch Take Me Out. One of my favorite songs too on the album. So good. So good. Again, you know, I know that we've discussed this before when we kind of went over Blackout, but like all the albums are pretty much a 10. Like they're 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10. And then we get to Britney Jean and it's like 6. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's probably the only one. But everything else is a 10. Like everything else is just amazing, amazing, amazing. And then Britney Jean, Maya Marie is what I call it. Did you know that Shania Twain and her husband wrote the song for Britney Spears? Yes. So that's why it has that whole country vibe to it.
Who had been saying that? Who said that? Who said that? Who said that?
Like,
Right, because that was country.
well, it's definitely has like a country twang of how it's being sung.
Yeah.
It's more like a pop song in the style of country, you know?
Yeah.
Not that country's country anymore either. But I'm not gonna say that this was like, you know, who the hell? Dolly Parton, you know? I'm not gonna say that this was Shania Twain.
Yeah.
But this kind of gives me a vibe of like what Shania's music was at the time, what she was putting out. And I could see Shania singing this song, actually. Truthfully, I really could. But I absolutely love this song. And yeah. So, how do you feel about it?
All right, so I absolutely hate this song. This is one of Britney's worst songs. I cannot stand this song. I'm gonna give it maybe like a 4. Truthfully, I want to give it like a 3.5.
Bitch, I will literally scalp you right here. Are you serious?
Yeah, I can't stand this song. It's so annoying. The production on this, I can't get behind any of it. Like, I think her singing was good, but the production just takes me out. I every time I hear it, it's nails on a chalkboard to me. Like, it sounds like we're trying too many different genres all at once. We're trying to be a little experimental, which I mean, like, maybe she was, because considering at the time of when this album was recorded, plus what came afterwards, like, I feel like maybe that's what was happening, but I can't get into this song whatsoever. I don't find it to be catchy whatsoever. There's just, like, I just don't see this, like, as a song that should have been on the album. Yeah. I feel like this should have been left on, like, behind. I feel like maybe there could have been some other songs that would have been better. I mean, who knows? We'll see if she's even going to come out with any. She more than likely isn't going to do that, though. I was going to say maybe she would come out with some songs, demos or whatever for this album. I just can't get into this song. I can't stand it. I don't know what they were thinking.
I don't know why I'm shocked, because I already know that you have no taste. You literally don't even put salt and pepper on your food. Like, literally, if it is not like Y2K, 90s dance music, she is just not about it. So yeah, I can understand why you don't like this song, because again, no taste. But anyway, yeah, I thought that the song was everything, and I absolutely love it, and I can't wait to torture this bitch by listening to it 2 more times. All right, and so the next song here is track number 6, What You See Is What You Get. And again, one of my favorite deep cuts from this album. It's probably, I would say that this is probably number, like for deep cuts, this is probably number 2.
Okay.
Okay?
Oh, okay,
And
okay.
this is number 2, and then Don't Go Knocking on My Door is number 3. So we haven't hit number 1 yet.
Oh.
But we'll get there. Anyway, here we go. Your hair was just on that. Because I had to cut that before the beat came in, and we know what song is coming up next by that little skit intro.
Who's that Pokemon?
It's Pikachu!
It's the fairy!
What You See Is What You Get. Oh my god, the dominance that this song has, and then also the ability to just like slip right under. I feel so nostalgic listening to this, because again, it's the production from Rami. It's a very Max Martin type beat. And actually Max isn't on this song, but Rami is kind of like the danger to Timberland, like there's just like, he kind of helped Rami come through. So, yeah, you can hear like that whole Max Martin influence and sound on this. And Rami's production on this is absolutely amazing. I feel like it really ties in Oops, I Did It Again, Stronger, Don't Go Knocking on My Door, Can't Get No Satisfaction, and What You See Is What You Get. It's kind of like these tracks that kind of really blend the album together, because they have this similar vibe and sound to them. I also love Britney's vocals. I don't think Britney gets enough credit for this fucking album and vocals, because the vocals on this album, she's singing, she's wailing, she's going all out. And you guys can sit here and say,
Oh, she's not a singer, she's not this, she's not that.
Auto-tune doesn't sing for you, right? And I know that because there's people here in Arizona who are singers, and auto-tune does them no justice.
True, and I would also say that, in some other cases, Ashanti is some people's singers.
Ashanti is some people's singers, and auto-tune can't help the people that she helps either. But yes, I don't know. You have to have some level of talent. You have to have some level of vocal ability. You have to be able to contort your voice in certain ways to where it's not just all left in the production, okay?
Yeah.
And Britney is really, really good at that. So again, not giving her flowers on this album for doing as much as she can, but I mean, Oops, Stronger, Don't Go Knock on My Door, Satisfaction, Don't Let Me Be the Last to Know, What You See Is What You Get. They're all pretty good vocal songs, okay? And a lot of them have these big notes in them, like these big high notes. And again, on this album, that's not even the highest note that we hit. So, yeah, there's yet to come. There's still more, but I'm gonna give this song a 10. So thus far, we have hit a 10 on every single song from track 1 to 6. So,
wait, you've graded every single song a 10 so far?
Yes. Oops, Stronger, Don't Go Knock on My Door, I Can't Get No Satisfaction, Don't Let Me Be Less, Know What You See Is What You Get, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10. Yes. This is a 10 as well, and I hope you guys liked my performance. There will be more later. I'll be here all week. No, I'm kidding. So, let's kick it off with you.
Okay. I will say, now at this point in the album, I do have to agree. This album vocally is probably one of her strongest. I feel like she's definitely doing a lot of different things with her voice. She's not kind of like toning it down. She's not changing it for like whatever reason. No, I really do like what she's doing with this vocally. And especially since, like, if you compare this to her first album, I feel like her first album, she was playing with her voice in many different ways. And I feel like you hear a little bit more of that growth, you know? And especially, I think she wanted to really be taken a little bit more seriously, you know, as an artist. And I feel like you can really hear that. So I think that that I really like. I really do like the lyrics of this song. I do like the production, her vocals. I think a lot of this is really great. I think my only little gripe about this is I guess I just wish it were starting to maybe like sound into like more of like an individual between all these songs. Because, yeah, I do think a lot of the songs sound very similar. But again, I also understand, like, there was, like, I guess at the time, maybe it was just kind of like how the music industry kind of worked. And especially, like, with, you know, with a lot of the new and upcoming artists and, like, what they were trying to kind of do and produce for their music and stuff. But, I mean, I could also say, like, you know, they wanted something that was more cohesive, so the sounds are all going to sound a little bit similar. It's all a lot of the similar genre of music and a lot of like similar maybe like sounds and beats and whatnot. But yeah, I mean, I do like it. I guess I just wish like we would have a little bit more of like a individuality from the rest of the album. Even though with all that being said, I think I was really on the fence if I wanted to give this a 9.5, but I think I'm just going to have to give it a 10 because I do think that this sounds really great. Like, I mean, you visually can like see like the movie, the performance, the music video, like you see the visual in your head. And I really like it. I like what she, like, again, just everything that she's doing here is just, you have the picture in your head, you know? And I think it's really, really cool. I really like this, you know, like I think it is good. So, you know, again, despite everything that I said, I do think this is a really great song.
Yeah, I'm gonna be moving on to the next song, and that is track 7, and it is Miss Lucky. So here we go.
This is Lucky. Early, she wakes up, knock, knock on the door. It's time for makeup. It's you there. There you go. And she loves Hollywood. And basically, she bye, bye, bye. On fingers. Been missing it.
what's so good? You know what's so crazy? I hate that song so much.
Fuck my drag, right?
I really do. It's so cheesy, but it's so good. I literally cannot. There's like one song off of every album that I just kind of can't stand. Okay,
Yeah.
The first album, it's really got to be The Beat Goes On. The second album, it's got to be Lucky. It's good. It's good. It's a great song. Please don't hate me, okay? It's just like everybody was obsessed with Lucky, and everybody's like, "Oh my god, Lucky, Britney Spears, oh my god, blah, blah, blah." And I'm like, bitch, are you kidding? Of all the Britney Spears songs, you pick Lucky. Lucky. Now, I mean, listen, it does kind of, now that we see what had happened, her career and the conservatorship, it kind of is like, she really wrote the soundtrack to her own life, didn't she? Between this and Overprotect It and Stronger, like, hello, I'm a slave for you. Anyway.
Don't joke about that.
But yeah, it's just, I don't know. It's just so weird to know that, like, her music kind of, like, transcends. For me, it transcends time.
Yeah.
It really is like classic. Like, a lot of her songs can just be played now, and you do get that nostalgia, but also, could you imagine if somebody tried to do a Lucky now? I mean, wait, she did. Halsey. And, it didn't work out for her. But it's not as iconic as Lucky. You know what I'm saying? Like, her Lucky is not this Lucky. And, I mean, I will say the music video is one of my favorite music videos. I absolutely love it because we kind of get acting Britney, and I feel like we get like this Barbie-esque Britney. And I feel like and what's weird is that she also felt like she was playing like this diva and this thing that she wasn't, but also in the same sense, like, it kind of was her, you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, even looking now, like, yeah, it's that was her life, as who she was. But I don't know. I just feel like for this, I'm going to give it a 10 because I do love the song in general. It's a classic Britney song. But of the songs on the album, it's not my favorite song. And we will, when we go over the album, we will dive right into what my favorite songs are. But this is not one of my go-to favorite songs. But if it does come on, sometimes I'll listen to it. Sometimes I'll skip it. It just really depends the mood I'm in. But yeah.
I really do like this. This is a really good song. I like that, once again, we're going into that storytelling kind of vibe. This is kind of what I was talking about before with Oops, is that what's so interesting is that you kind of have this format or this formula for the song, right? And then that same format or formula is kind of repeated without the rest of the album. Now, was that intentional or not? I would say
probably it's Max.
Yeah, I would say it probably was intentional. I just kind of, I guess, I don't know. For me, I mean, like, it's not like I can sit here and say, like, I'm a fan of, like, so many of her, Britney's songs, especially her early work. No, I don't care. I don't necessarily care about it. Lucky is cute. It's fine. I'm gonna give it an 8.
An 8.
Yeah, no, for me with a single, it's like, yeah, it's cute. I don't know, maybe I'll pump it up to like a 9. But like, truthfully, I don't know. It's like, how many more times do you need to like hear this and listen to this song? And like, I don't know. It's just, I would be so weird if someone was like, this is like one of my top 10 favorite songs from Britney Spears, and I'd be like,
oh, some people literally tell me it's their favorite song of all time by Britney Spears.
Who am I saying that? Who said that? Who said that? Who said that?
And I'm like, of all the songs you could pick, like, there's Toxic, there's Every Time, there's Baby One More Time, there's Stronger, there's Oops, I Did It Again, there's Drive Me Crazy, there's Sometimes, which, Sometimes is my second favorite. There is Circus, there's Womanizer, and the list goes on,
Yeah.
So many songs.
Yeah. No, I still do like this. You know?
I remember you actually saying that you really do like this song. And that you listen to it a lot.
That's you.
No, definitely not. Even though I was fangirling over the song when it was on. And next up is track number 8, One Kiss From You. Here we go. Okay. So I feel like this is part of the album where we kind of lose the bigger, bassier, larger than life tracks, the Max Martins, the Ramis, you know, and we kind of get into the deep cuts, the actual deep cuts on the album.
Yeah.
I feel like we're also more into a more bolder adult Britney. I think, in my opinion, I don't know if this is true, but I feel like One Kiss From You and the next song, Where Are You Now? I know that Where Are You Now was originally recorded during Baby One More Time. It was supposed to be on that album. And it was held until later on because they thought that the vocals were just too big for the album. They were kind of like, you know, not fitting for the album, which I'm like, girl, she was delivering vocals through the whole thing, but whatever. But I also feel like One Kiss From You, if it wasn't intended originally for Baby One More Time or written around that time, I feel like it was right off the heels of that album that she recorded this, because vocally she just sounds younger. Vocally she sounds a bit more mature, but the verses come in a bit more like that, less nasally, less, you know, new Britney, less this pop star Britney that she's supposed to have this, you know, new vocal or whatever, right?
Yeah. Okay.
I'm feeling like it all feels a bit warmer. And I really love the conviction behind these vocals that she lays out for this album, for this second half of the album. I really feel like you kind of get into, in the same way that we had all the big tracks in the beginning of Baby One More Time, we have the same kind of formula here, that the first half is all like these bigger, larger than life tracks, you know? It's all the Max Martins, it's the hits, it's the what people are coming for. But I feel like we really kind of like get to sit in a moment of like listening to Britney and her heartache and like kind of what she's going through or what she has already been through. And I also know that she was also told that she was very young during this time and like, you know, kind of like she doesn't really understand love. And that also kind of replicates when Justin Bieber came out and people were like, how is this, you know, 9-year-old singing about love when he doesn't really know it? Like, how is he conveying it with conviction in his voice? It's all about passion and how you're singing and like how you relate and connect to a song. And I really feel like she sold that on this one. This is one of the songs that is a really, really good deep cut and I absolutely love it. I'm going to give this a 10 as well.
Okay.
Yeah, we're 10s all the way through this album thus far.
10 across the board.
Yeah, and this isn't even one of my favorite deep cuts on the album, but it definitely is one that like I will try not to skip it. I usually go for certain songs on an album, but I've really been trying to just listen to the album all the way through and just, you know, play it. But yeah, sometimes I just get straight to number 9 because I love number 9. But anyway, how do you feel?
Okay. Yes. We do kind of like take a step back, you know, from like the I guess the hits, you can say. You know, we are taking a step back from the like the production is starting to kind of like tone down a little bit. Understandable, right? I guess, you know, because now
That's what you were asking for.
Yeah, this is like track 8. So I'm like, okay, so yeah, like that's understandable, right? You know, you can't have like all the hits, you know, at the front. But at the same time, I don't know. I guess it's fine. Lyrically, it's okay. The vocals, I will say, I do think, yeah, it's very interesting to kind of hear there's a little bit of a difference. In fact, it just almost sounds like she just kind of recorded new vocals and just threw them on top of what was already there.
Sounds like it to me.
So, yeah, I mean, I don't know. I again, it's another song that I don't really connect to. So I'm gonna have to give it an 8.
Okay, well, we see who's winning this album so far.
Yeah.
It's definitely me. Up next is going to be track 9, Where Are You Now? And I will tell you before we even start this is my probably favorite song on this album.
Really?
100%. I
Not Lucky?
absolutely love. No. I absolutely love this song. But yes, Where Are You Now is one of my favorites, and this was originally intended for Baby One More Time. So let's dive in and take a listen.
Calling out your name, faces everywhere. I'm reaching, find that you're not there. I wake up every night, see the state I'm in. It's like an end, I never seem to.
My favorite part of the song is right here.
I should let it out. I just where is your heart?
Okay, so let me just talk about this song. I will say this right off the bat. If you don't know this already, I am a fucking sucker. I am a sucker for a ballad, especially a ballad that has a motherfucking Spanish guitar. I don't know what it is, but me and a Spanish guitar, bitch. I don't know if it's the Latin side of me, the motherfucking little Cuban in me, the little Spaniard. I don't know what the fuck it is.
I guess we could say I am half Latina. I didn't ask to be born Latina. No mas tuve suerte. Okay.
But bitch, I am just like attached to the sound. Like there's just something in it that really brings me back to like Mariah Carey's My All, or like the big 90s ballads that were happening with like Celine Dion and, you know, Whitney, Mariah, like all the girls, right? And it's just, it kind of brings me into that. Even like Leanne Rimes. Like I remember listening to Leanne Rimes all the time. And like my grandfather was very much into country. I was very much into R&B. And a lot of the people around me were into R&B. Like we listened to One for All. All for One. We listened to Boyz II Men. We listened to, we grew up in Philly. So that's kind of what the music was that was around us. So it was really hard to kind of get away from it. It was just kind of there and in your face. But this really gave me, I was like, oh my God, she's giving us a ballad with a big vocal. She's giving us this number. And it's like, she kind of does give that on Baby One More Time. It's there, but it's not as apparent. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's not that like challenging Christina Aguilera, you know? And if you're a Britney fan, I feel like this is the closest we get of a song to the unreleased track that Britney had before going over to Jive, which was Love the Hurt Away. I feel like it's kind of like the same vocals. We kind of get like this like very deep, very Britney's kind of more natural voice, but also still trying to give that nasally vocal. Like if we would have got this in Britney's deeper register and how her natural voice was, I really feel like this would have just fucking knocked it out of the park. But again, it's whatever. I feel like they held off on this song on Baby One More Time because Britney may not have been there vocally and how they wanted her to deliver this song. I feel like we definitely would have gotten deeper vocals, and there are some fan versions of the leaked demo from the Baby One More Time album. Some fans have reworked it and, you know, made their own versions into a more high quality version. So if you have the chance, please go listen to that because it is absolutely amazing. But I'm going to give this song a 10, a 10, a 10, 10, 10. Between this and Don't Let Me Be the Last to Know, they're probably my two favorite songs on the whole album. Don't Let Me Be the Last to Know is my favorite like single track, and Where Are You Now is my favorite track amongst this whole entire thing, but it's my favorite deep cut track as well. So I would say that they're probably my top two. Again, the rest of the album is great, but they're the two that I kind of gravitate towards. And also I feel like that's the R&B in me. That's the little ballad boy that's in me as well. Like always wanting to sing these big ballads and to, you know, bleed my heart as a Pisces. So yeah, it's the hopeless romantic. It's the heartbreak. It's all of it. So I'm going to pass it over to you. Okay. How do you feel? You probably hated it.
No, I actually really like this. I'm going to give it a 10.
Okay.
I think for me, like, I was going to first give it like a 9.5, but then I was kind of realizing this sounds pretty similar to a lot of Selena's songs. I would say it would be her last album when she was alive, and then the album that came out after she passed.
Her English album?
Yeah, I think it sounds very much like that.
Mm-hmm.
Because then the Spanish guitar kicked in, and I was like, ooh, wait a minute, that was like, I don't know, like there's like mixing that like R&B with like a little bit of that Spanish influence, like that was very Selena, you know, and like, I don't know, like that, and especially for that like big ballad moment, because, you know, Selena definitely did that with some of her songs. And yeah, I mean, I really do like this. I think that this is really good. Her vocals are probably like amazing. I want to say this is probably the best vocally she's ever sound on like any of her songs, you know?
Let's go ahead and move on to track 10, Can't Make You Love Me. I do feel like this is kind of where we research the album's feel and vibe.
Oh, okay.
So let's dive in.
I'm just a girl, oh yeah. I don't care, I'm not. Have the thrill, so tell me what you want. If only I could wait for one chance today. I won't be stopped if I don't have it all. But I do love me for the things I do love. I'm just a girl with I'm having to change it, but I'm still a girl. It's made me close to you. It's incomparable. Should be happy with the lot of things I do. It seems like make you make it's on my life too. Can't make me. I'm a girl with a crush on you. Love you. I think I make you laugh. I'm just a crush on you. Yeah. I'm just a crush on you.
Okay, I'm gonna give this song a 10. Like, yeah, I do like the song. I think I love performing it more. But yeah, every time it comes on, I'm like, damn, I really, really like this song. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Production on this, though, I think is really good too. Again, Max Martin classic. How do you feel?
So, I actually had a whole revelation now
Okay.
with this album.
And as soon as I walked through the second door, I heard the voice of Jesus say,
Because now I love this song, actually. I'm going to give it a 10.
Okay.
So, I think the tracking list needs to be changed.
2.
I think, I don't know, I feel like,
Do you feel like it needs to go more on a journey?
yes.
Okay.
I think that's what I'm hearing now, because you have that lyric about something about like getting rid of the fancy cars and like being around like movie stars and whatnot. I'm like first of all, like the lyrics in this are a little mature. You know what I mean? Like thinking especially like what she's talking about, it's like it almost makes sense, but it also doesn't make sense because it's Britney, and I mean like Britney blew the fuck up and like got her popularity and her fame very young, very strong. So it's like, are you like it makes sense, but at the same time, it's like, it's girl, you're kind of young, so what would you really even know about any of this stuff? But at the same time, it's also like, yeah, it does make sense, but I'm also just like, wait a minute. Like, now I'm starting to hear and see a lot of what she's doing with this album. She's bringing a lot of, like, cinema into, like, the album. You've got Lucky, you've got Oops, you've got Can't Make You Love Me. Like, a lot of it, there's a visual and a painting that she's, I feel like, trying to paint with this album, with these songs, because it feels like there's this kind of, like, I want to say that the Oops so far to me has been this like the yin or the yang to Baby One More Time. You know what I mean? It's the opposite of Baby One More Time, where Baby One More Time was a little bit more innocent, a little bit more lighthearted, a little bit more about love and fun. This is now a little bit more fiercer. This is a little bit more about like the heart-crushing reality of a breakup and a relationship and, you know, the struggles of all that stuff. And I feel like, you know, but what's also so weird, it's like you have that perfect interlude or skit or whatever, from What You See Is What You Get.
Into Lucky.
Yeah, into Lucky. And I'm like, okay, that like, at first I was kind of like, I thought about it and I'm like, I wonder if there actually is a movie about a celebrity who had it all but was like sad on the inside. And then like, you know.
Girl, look at any celebrity.
I mean, true. Let's watch a biopic.
Literally.
And I'm sure Jennifer Lopez would play it. But, because, well, she can't do anything else with her career. But, you know, like, but I just think that, like, that thought in my mind kind of triggered this whole thing for me with this album and this journey that I've been having with this album. Because now I really think, no, what should have happened is we should have reworked this whole album completely different and rearranged it and make a more cohesive story. This song, or like maybe this whole album isn't necessarily about Britney per se. Maybe it's about the character.
The starlet?
Yeah. Like, I feel like that would make this album a little bit more sense because, again, you have all the hits from songs 1 through 7, and then it does kind of drop a little bit, but then we're kind of picking it up, and I'm just like, this is kind of weird. Like, and it was kind of like, I don't know, I feel like we were kind of like up here, and then the drop kind of went a little bit back down here, and I'm just like, it didn't feel like gradual. It kind of felt, whoo, you know?
Yeah, like it fell off a cliff.
Yeah.
It's Britney, bitch.
It was very steep.
Well, this album is supposed to be very roller coastery. It's supposed to give you all the highs, and then it's supposed to dip you, and then bring you back up to dip you again.
Well, mama, I know all about the dips.
She knows all about the falls. That's what the fuck she knows about. It's a good way to spell that. Anyway.
And the chip dip.
Anyway. So you give this a 10?
Yes.
Perfect. So we're going to go on to the next song, which the next song was actually intended to be a single and was released as a promo single in the Asian countries. It is called When Your Eyes Say It, and it was produced and written by Diane Warren.
Oh.
So here we go.
Hear you say that with words, with the way, with just one. You say those words, this thing I've heard, but when you're right, that's when I know feeling. So Amanda, what'd you guys do on your date last night? Oh, we were so...
Okay, so really quick, because this is the last skit that we get in the album. I was really excited to hear this because also hearing how Britney went into the studio and was recording this, it sounded very, like a little different than what she was doing. And it like, kind of like her sound was still there, but also like she was doing more with it. I love, absolutely fucking love the vocal production on this. It literally feels every bit of the ASMR that you need in your life. She kind of has these like light, airy, babyish undertones that are just like softly whispered, but then she also has the main vocal that she's singing as well in this like full-on vocal moment, right?
Yeah.
They're kind of doubled, you know, like you hear that undertone and you hear the one that's laying right on top of it. And then she comes in this like airy breathiness Britney that she always does, and she hits you just right over with the little ad-libs like the you know, and it's just ever so sweet. And it's like she doesn't need to do this big pop, you know, ballad acrobatic thing with her voice. She kind of sells the same thing here with less production, and it's crazy because she kind of has gone all out on the other songs with like these bigger than life moments with these vocal productions, you know. And I feel like, especially coming off of Where Are You Now and Can't Make You Love Me, she kind of has those moments where she is giving those high notes, and she could have done it here in the song. And I really love that she just kind of pulled it back and made it simple and easy to kind of sing along with, because you're riding the coattails of the end of the standard album. You're on track 11. Last song that's on here is Dear Diary, and it's like you're about to be at the end. And so she kind of warms it down in such a really nice way. Again, I also feel like the lyrics here are a lot more adult. They're a lot more mature. And I feel like she feels like she's in like her early mid-20s. You know what I'm saying? She doesn't feel like she's 18 singing the song.
How old are you?
Grown. Grown.
17 actually, I think she was singing the song, so even crazier. But like it doesn't seem like that. It seems like she's kind of like lived a bit and had this kind of relationship. I don't know, because some of this album feels mature, you know, most of this album feels mature, but some of the vocals feel a bit adolescent, like they were kind of like left over from previous album, and a bit of them feel like she's lived experiences that kind of have contorted, like even just her voice in a way, you know, like there's experiences in life where you kind of feel like your voice changes at the same time, and I feel like that's kind of what happened on this album. And again, I can't necessarily pinpoint whether it's her changing her vocals because it's what the label wants, or she's changing her vocals because she is more mature and she has learned some experience. So I don't know, but I feel like this delivery on this song and the way that it's sung is just ever so Britney. And it's funny because we literally get into the epitome of Britney's vocal talents in the next song, and I absolutely love that. I am going to give When Your Eyes Say It, though, a 10.
Okay.
I will also say that this was supposed to be the last single on the album, and then they wound up ditching this and going with Don't Let Me Be the Last to Know. She also did film a music video for this and had a proper treatment ready to go, but because the label really ditched this and she went with Don't Let Me Be the Last to Know.
Where, Rachel?
Oh my God.
Show me to me, please. Send it to me, Rachel.
I also feel like it was because of the Pepsi situation and one channel or Clear Channel, whatever the hell they are, and how they kind of like threw her off the radio, that they were kind of like the disappointment in this. I also don't know if it was also because of contractual obligations with Diane Warren that this had to be a single. I should look into that though, and I'll probably do so when we're listening to the next track. But yeah, I would love for this to leak, and the fan base is literally begging for this music video to leak because it's out there and people have it already and they have already watched it. I think Jordan Miller from Breathe Heavy actually has it, and I know somebody else on another Britney fan site has it, but They have yet to give it to us. They said that it will come in due time, but it has been 25 years.
It's been 84 years.
So bitches, let's go, okay? Because Britney says she ain't giving us nothing else, okay? So give us something for the 25th, bitch. Anyway, how about you? How do you feel about this?
I don't really care for it. I think the only catchy part about this is the chorus. I do like the way that she's singing some of this. I do think it's very interesting that to hear this more mature sound. I also, I mean, I don't feel like this is like a style that Britney herself created. I'm pretty sure that this is a style that other people have done. The singing and then the talking, the call and response and that. I'm pretty sure there have been other people that have done that. Other than that, I just don't really care for this song. I think the production's okay. It's just, the verses and the pre-chorus is what kills me. I think it's doing a little too much. I just wanted to sit here and just like, please just sing. Don't do too much. Just sing. You know, I don't know. I just kind of felt like, this is a little too much. And I'm like, but it was like, we were trying to go for something, but then we went a little off the deep end. But yeah, I'm, what did I say? Did I say a 6 or a 7?
You didn't give one yet.
Oh, it's a 7. I'll give it a 7.
Okay.
That's just how I feel.
Okay, well, that's great. We will then go ahead and move on to the last song on the standard edition of the album, and that is going to be Dear Diary. This is also one of my favorites off of the album. It's probably going to be number 3 for me. It used to be number 1 off of her album, off of this album in particular. And this is also one of the songs where Britney gets a writing credit. She did write this with Jason Blum and Eugene Wilde. So let's dive in. And she also has the first writing credit on here. So she wrote majority of the song on her own, and they pretty much helped kind of piece it together into the song. So let's dive in. Track 12.
Dear diary, today I saw a boy, wondered if he knows, took my breath away. Diary, on my mind, I've never felt that. The world knows who, so time fighting you. Dear diary, today as he walked by, smile at me, and I wonder. I try, could hardly believe. Or should I be, or with will I dare to do? Dear diary, one touch of his hair, I can't wait to see it. My heart could fly, that will be more. Will be so much
Ten, 10. Absolutely love this. I love that this is something that she wrote. I love that this is something that she kind of just like put in there herself. I feel like it's that touch of Britney that we know and we love, and it's still wholesome and down to earth and just like relatable. Again, still like you wanted to root for her because she was your best friend. She just seems so wholesome and down to earth. And I feel like that innocence kind of still transpires across her music from songs that are written for her or written and then she sings, or songs that she writes herself and puts in here. I feel like that relation, she is still able to kind of keep that together. And we'll see that as we go through some of the bonus tracks on this album, because a lot of them are kind of close to this last track, I feel. But yeah, I'm gonna give it a 10. So we are 10s through this entire album thus far, 12 tracks. Absolutely love it, hands down. This was like my favorite album when it came out, and then Britney came out and I was like, well girl, I'll see you later.
Bye, bitch.
But yeah, I feel like this is kind of like the epitome of also like when I sing and I do songs, like this is when me and Junior did his song, and he was like,
there she goes. There goes that little Britneyisms that he's gonna throw in there.
Because it's just, I don't know, like they're just so warm and comforting. Like it doesn't need to be like this whole acrobatic thing for me. And again, like, you know, I feel like I can sing that as well, but also like I want to feel something that's just like more meaningful, more of an emotional connection to the song, and something that I feel like other people can emotionally connect to, and I don't have to kind of do all these big things with my voice that other people are going to do that I'm like, okay, well, we see that the big singers don't really go nowhere, Christina. Anyway.
Well, by big singer, I mean, do you mean by her, like, her size, or I mean, do you by her
by
talent?
voice? I mean, like, you know, the girls who are just gonna be like, hey!
I mean, I wouldn't necessarily say that about her, you know, because that's just, I mean,
she's
like,
a skinny girl now. Okay?
Well, she
After
is,
Britney
but
called
I'm
her
just
fat,
saying,
she has been on Ozempic, and she looks 20 years younger because she lost all the weight.
Well, but I'm also just saying, just because, I mean, I don't think you're a big singer because you sound like a big animal, like a whale, you know, like, sorry, I just don't think that that's how it works.
Sing it, tell you, girl, tell us the words. What is you trying to say about the song? Let's stop making fun of Christina Aguilera. We're going to save that for her videos.
Right. How do I feel about Dear Diary? I don't really care for it. To me, this is giving very Mariah vibes. It's very Mariah coded, and I was just like, oh, like it's actually kind of cute. I was like, this. I feel like she's trying to like be honest, but also paying tribute to Mariah. Like, like she's trying to be honest with her own feelings, but like in a Mariah way, and I think it's just really, really cute. Now, I mean, it's fine. It's cute. It sounds like a demo. I don't know. I just feel like, and surprisingly, this is like the shortest song off the album, which I was just kind of like, oh, that's kind of weird. But I mean, I don't know. Like, you get the picture, like, in your mind, obviously because of the lyrics and stuff. And I think that she did a really good job in the writing. I think what falls back for me a little bit is just kind of the production and the music, because I feel like I wish it would have kind of dragged on a little bit. I just kind of felt like it was just like, all right, day 1, day 5, day 10, like, done. This is it. That's the end. Boom.
You mean like writing wise of like what she was singing about? Like, Dear Diary, today I saw a boy. Dear Diary, I saw him again. Dear Diary. You feel like it was just the diary entries that kind of went too fast?
Yes, but not in the lyrics, just how the song progressed. Yeah, in the production. You know, in the arrangement. I feel like it was just like I think that, yeah, I think everything fit well. I think that there just was like literally no space in between like the first part to the middle part to the end. You know what I mean? It just was like, we just went right through like a fucking
bulldoze.
Yeah, or like, you know, a bottom in a bathhouse.
Oh my god. Time and place.
You would know.
No, I don't actually. I've never been.
Anyway.
That's you.
No. I will say that kind of makes sense because from what I understand, this was a poem that she wrote. And it was then turned into a song, and so they just needed instrumentation behind it to put it on the album. But she did want something that was her, because the rest of the album is not written by her. And she was very particular about, you know, she's always been this way about like giving people their credit and their dues, which not a lot of artists do. They lie about it and they buy their credits, or they just put their name on it after they change 2 words from it to to. You know,
Jennifer Lopez, Katy Perry, Beyonce.
Yeah, Beyonce. But yeah, so a lot of people do that, and Britney's just not one of those artists. Britney literally will allow people to write for her, even if they're newbies, like Lady Gaga when she first came on the scene. Britney didn't have to give her credits. Britney could have been like, nah, bitch, this is my 6th album, and I'm going for my #1 again, and you could suck a dick. And she gave her credit anyway, and it was on a bonus track. But anyway, yeah. I don't know. I really love this song, and I knew that you were gonna hate it anyway because you're just that ugly bitch. But yeah, no, I do love this song, and I can't wait till we get into the other ones because I feel like you're gonna be a hater anyway because it's just not your taste.
Got it. I think I didn't rate this. I'm gonna give it an 8. It's fine. It's cute.
Surprised you didn't give it a 4.
No, it's. I think this is better than Don't Go Knocking on My Door.
No.
I think I actually gave Don't Go Knocking on My Door the same. No, I think I gave it.
I think you gave it a 9.
Don't Go Knocking on My Door?
Yeah. It was like an 8.5 or a 9.
Oh, no, I think I gave... Was it? No, it was Don't Let Me Be the Last to Know. I'm sorry. I'm going to change... Let me rephrase that. This song is better than Don't Let Me Be the Last to Know.
Which was written by Shania Twain and her husband.
Ah, that's the problem.
Yeah.
Right. Anyway.
Well, she voted for Trump, so...
Well, girl, she didn't vote for Trump back in fucking 2000.
Okay. But you can still hear the racism.
She wasn't all American. You cannot hear the racism, you fucking idiot. Anyway, I hate you sometimes. We are going to go ahead and jump into the bonus tracks. There are 5 of them. 4 of them.
Fun.
So let's go ahead and jump in. The first one is going to be Girl in the Mirror. And here we go.
So girl, think I wonder who she is. Think I know her, but I wish I did. A story in my right goodbyes. When she her heart is broken. Cause my mirror is mine, and there's nowhere to make up. Oh, the girl is crying cause, and I wish there was something new. I would tell her, be afraid, feeling the sense of pain. So rest assured, love before when she really was like you. Cause the mirror is crying, and there's nothing to make her feel. The girl in my crying cause of you. There was something, there was something I couldn't see. The girl in the mirror is me. I can't believe oh, I wish there was something.
Okay. So I absolutely love this song. This was one of the 2 songs that was on, I think it was the McDonald's CD that came with the, it came like right before the Britney Spears album for Oops, I Did It Again. But there was the 2 bonus tracks, and I think it was Heart and Girl in the Mirror. I absolutely loved these songs. I remember literally playing my Walkman with my headphones on and falling asleep to this song and Heart every single time, and I would just cry because I feel like this is more of the emotional, heartfelt version of Lucky. I really, really do. I feel like this is more of that like ballad, yearning, praying version of Lucky, of what Lucky could have been. I feel like Lucky is more like turned pop, more broadcasted to be that hit. But this is more of the deep cut version of Lucky. But I also feel like this could have sat well on Baby One More Time as maybe one of the mid to end tracks.
Yeah.
Because it just vocally delivers kind of the same, but it also feels a bit more wholesome because you have that more banjo strumming, you have that more country acoustic in there. And it also kind of reminisces a little bit of Hannah Montana later on, where she does like the Hannah Montana movie. And you kind of get like the pulled back version of God Bless the Broken Road by the Rascal Flatts. And they're kind of sitting around the campfire. I feel like it's kind of like that same thing where it's kind of like, it's heart-wrenching and it's bleeding for something. But she's also just trying to keep this facade of like, I'm still okay, but here's my song. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's kind of like she's not going 100% emotionally into it. She's delivering it, but it's not like heart bleeding yet. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I could have seen this on the album. I just feel like this didn't hit the album because of Lucky. I feel like Lucky was kind of like, we're going to take the hit over this one, you know? This could be a bonus track.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I am also going to give this a 10, so yes.
Interesting, okay. So, I don't mind this too much. In fact, honestly, I thought it could be on the album. Like, not as a bonus track, but on the standard edition.
Like a deep cut?
Yeah, because I feel like maybe this song could have helped complement Lucky or something. I just feel like, again, this solidifies my idea that this was really meant to tell a story about, like, this, maybe this two sides of, like, the same coin. You know what I mean? Like, like a Hannah Montana kind of moment, you know what I mean? Like there's like this persona, the character versus like the person, the artist, you know what I mean? I feel like that would have been so cool to kind of like see throughout the whole album. But yeah, I don't know. I don't mind it. I really do like her vocals on this. I think the lyrics are cute. I think the production's nice. I think I'm gonna give this song a 9. You know, I don't think it's bad. I don't know.
It's not 10 worthy?
No, just because I still think that, like, I can see why it was a bonus track. Or why it wasn't really included on the standard edition. Because, I mean, even though I just said it could be part of the standard edition. But I mean, like, realistically, if you, like, kind of look at all the songs, you know, and compare them all to each other, like, yes, it's kind of the sister to Lucky, but Lucky is more catchier.
Yeah, it's the hit.
Yeah, this is not as catchy. It's, again, nice. Her vocals are great. But this is not as catchy. And to be quite honest, I feel like if you were to compare it to a lot of the other songs, I feel like they're just a little bit more catchier than this song. Although I will say maybe we could probably throw out Don't Willing Be the Last to Know and replace that song with this. That probably...
You really hate that motherfucking song and I'm ready to fight you.
I do. I don't like it at all. I think, yeah, we probably could have maybe switched that, but...
Don't you dare leave my track list the way it is. Anyway, there is another song on this album that we are going to go ahead and jump into, and it is going to be You Got It All, which is a leftover track from the Baby One More Time album. It is also a cover. So there are 2 versions of this song. One is the demo, and we actually went over the demo in Baby One More Time's album review. Now we're going to go over the version that made it to Oops, I Did It Again. This was one of the songs that Britney kind of was like shopping around when she was doing her like performances in front of like the big wigs for different things. She did get to sing this in Singapore at a like a big event for Drive, to kind of like showcase who she was. But yes, so let's dive into You Got It All. But yeah, let's jump in.
I was looking up the clouds, nothing like the rain when I just wonder, make everything clear, makes disappear, your fears to rest of the bed. Don't you know, don't you know, got it all over him. Yeah, you must have been hearing me call. You're all that he's not. Look what I got. You've got it all over him. You got it. And worry yourself. Once I let go, please see you're to me. One look and I knew you wouldn't leave. All the clouds disappear. You're better than all. Do I love the best? Don't you? You got him. You got me, honey. It's true. There's just you in heaven's hand for you and I am. And you're all just look, 'cause you got it all. Oh, you got me all by you. You must have been hearing me call you in. Like he's not, 'cause you got it all. You got it all. You got it.
So this is, yes, the second cover on the album. The first being I Can't Get No Satisfaction. This, again, was intended for Baby One More Time. And I feel like you can very much hear that in the vocals here. I actually, halfway through this, was like, wait a minute. I'm pretty sure this is the demo version from this album. I do like this song a lot. I do feel like I don't think I would vocally compare this to Mariah. I mean, there are some parts of this where, like, you can tell that Britney has literally listened and studied Mariah, okay? You can definitely tell that there are some Mariah-isms in this bitch. There are little nuances. There are vocal runs and trills and thrills that she does that Mariah has done throughout her entire career from album 1 all the way up to now, right? And Britney is one of those girls who is a lover and an admirer of pop culture and music, and she really loves just singing in general. And you can just tell that not only has she studied pop culture, but she is pop culture. Okay? Truthfully.
Yeah.
I am going to give this song, though, just because of the production and the vocal production, I'm going to give this song a 9.
Oh, finally.
Because, shut up. Because I just feel like the production on this was not up to par with the rest of the album.
Okay.
I do feel like it was more up to par with, like, some of the demos from album 1. And I truly consider this to be album 1. I don't consider this to be Oops, I Did It Again. I consider this to be more Baby One More Time. But again, it is what it is, you know.
Yeah.
We'll let the girls play. But anyway, how do you feel? What do you think of this?
I mean, I can see what you're saying, that vocally it's too different for Oops, I Did It Again. But I don't know. I don't mind that it's a part of Oops. I think that, you know, I don't. Is it a standard edition song? No. I will definitely agree with that. It is not. But
glad we all agreed with that.
I don't know. I just feel like that this isn't bad. I mean, vocally, is it like Mariah? No. But I mean, like this, I think that like the emotion and the energy that she puts into the vocals here is pretty similar to Mariah.
Okay.
Now, listen, I actually think that the production on this song is very good. I really do. I really like the production on this. I just don't care for these lyrics. I don't. I mean that.
Well, she didn't write.
Yeah, I know. They're like I was about to say, like she had nothing really to do with this song. Like she didn't write it. No one else wrote it. This is a cover, right? I just don't understand why of all the songs from the Jets you're gonna do this song. Like you're so over here talking about like, oh, she's pop culture, this and that, and I'm just like, okay, so we couldn't have picked a better song by the Jets. Like, where did the song even chart? Did it chart #1? Did it even chart at all? If I had to grade it, I probably would give it like a 8.
Okay.
Yeah, an 8.
Okay. Well, of the bonus tracks, one of my favorite tracks is actually up next. It is called Heart, and I absolutely love this song. I literally used to cry myself to sleep to this song all the time. And there will be a part of my memoir, my book that I'm writing, that you'll hear why this song was so important to me. But yes, so here we go. This is a track 15, Heart. So I don't know if you could hear it, but on the outro of that reprise, there was a heartbeat the entire time throughout the whole outro, and then at the end you kind of heard it more apparent. But I used to fucking cry so hard to this song. And then when I wrote the song For My Heart, I actually paid homage to this song in the lyrics as well. In my song that I wrote, it's called For My Heart, it says, all you need is a moment, all you need is to breathe, make it stop what is hurting, was it all just me? I'm sorry for leaving you in the crossfires of love, left you open and unprotected from everything that I sheltered you from. So that's literally me talking to my heart, you know, in that moment, kind of how Britney was doing in her song. And then in the chorus, I said, heart, I know that we will love again, together forever in the end, telling you we're gonna make it through, just us two. Heart, together forever by your side, fighting back every tear to cry. Heart, I know we're gonna be all right, be all right. So, yeah, kind of like that. And I know people are gonna read me for whatever kind of bullshit and be like,
oh, this wrote whatever he wanted to about, you know, Britney Spears' song, and he just tried to take her little shit.
But no, that's not what this was. This clearly was me paying homage to Britney and kind of feeling like I was going through the same exact thing at this time. Plus, I also wrote the song because the person I wrote it about was an artist as well, and they had an album titled For My Heart. So I was like, I'm gonna take your album title and write a song about it. So yeah. But I am gonna give this song a 10 just because I love it so much and I relate to it. And again, if you want to know exactly why I relate to it and what it was that I was crying about as a child, it will be in my memoir. So be sure to go get that when it comes out. I'm still writing it though. We're still in the beginning stages of the album, of the book, so.
It'll come out at this point by 2040.
2055. Yeah, when I'm dead.
What do I think of the song?
You don't?
Oh, my wing!
No, I mean, it's cute. It's cute. Did she write this song? Oh, no, she didn't write this song. I honestly wouldn't be surprised if she did, because it sounds like a song that she would write. I mean, it's cute. This, to me, sounds like this should have been on Baby One More Time.
And it probably was intended for Baby One More Time. It was probably recorded then.
Yeah, does this belong on the standard edition? No. This is definitely bonus track material. Mm-hmm. But, I mean, I think her vocals sound great. I think the lyrics are cute. I think the production's cute. It just doesn't pop. It doesn't stand out to me. Mm-hmm. I'm going to give this an 8. Yeah, 8.5. We'll say it's an 8.5.
Okay. Is that your final answer?
Yep.
Okay, perfect. Well, we are going to run on to the last song on this album. It is a B-side song, and it is called Walk On By. It is also one of the bonus tracks on the 25th anniversary edition of this album. So let's jump on into this. This is, honestly, I love this song too because it's so nostalgic for me. But anyway, let's go ahead and jump on into this.
There won't be no I see you reminding me of a higher sunny side. Every time you walk, I'm not the only. It won't go by. Nothing but nothing. Every time you walk by. Pretend I'm not in here, but you're a fool, 'cause if I don't tell you so, everywhere I see your face, you have a higher place. Oh, every time you walk, I'm not the only thing. Every time go by, but nothing, you walk on by, yeah.
Oh my god. I absolutely love this song. It's funny because every time I hear this, I don't know why. It must be on an album in this way, some way, shape, or form. I gotta look. But I always think, I'm just a girl with a crush on you right afterwards. So it's gotta be in one of the track lists from like, I don't know, Japan or something.
A few moments later.
No. That's crazy. I don't know. There's gotta be an album version that I have where it's like that. With that being said, though, I am going to go ahead and give this song a 10. Truthfully, this song brings me the same vibe and feeling, and I honestly feel like they complement each other more and more every time I hear it. To one of my favorite songs by Britney Spears, my second favorite song by Britney Spears, Sometimes. I really feel like these songs, like, they feel like they're brother-sister songs, okay? They really, really do, and especially at the end of this this song in particular, it kind of reminds me of the end of Sometimes, and I don't know if it's because of the whole, like, little twinkles and stuff that you got going on, or the ting-ting-ting-ting-ting-ting-tings.
Let's do the fork in the garbage disposal. Ding, 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 ding.
From the, it feels like a xylophone, but it just sounds so freaking pretty. And I just like, it's that like hopeless romantic, wholesome song. And at the same time, it really complements this album very well because I also feel like, truthfully, this is the hit compared to the deep cut of Dear Diary. This kind of tells the same story, feels the same way as Dear Diary. It's just written in more of a pop hit. And I feel like maybe Britney was kind of like, look, I have this song that I really, really like that I would like to put on the album. And then they were like, well, it kind of clashes with this song because they kind of say the same thing. And she was like, my song wins, that's going to be a bonus track. That's basically what it sounds like. Because it was a B-side. I think it was actually a B-side on...
1 minute, 37 seconds later.
Damn, bitch. Call me a motherfucking superstar. I swear to God. There needs to be like a game show where it's like, who's the biggest fan? Because, bitch, I'm going to the top. I don't give a fuck who it is. I am such an obsessed, crazed fan. It's not even funny. But yes, this gets a 10 for me. This is how we leave the album. This is how we round out. And I absolutely love it. So, you hate it?
No, I love it. It's a 10.
Oh, really? Oh,
yeah,
okay,
it's a 10. I think this is really cute. Funny enough, I don't think that this should have been on this album. It should have been on Baby One More Time.
Yes.
And the thing is, it sounds like... I have a feeling that they were like going through some of the demos and some songs, and they were like, okay, we're about to make a second album. Is there anything that we recorded before that we can like take and then throw onto the next album? And so they came to this song, right? And they were like, this is like probably maybe the last one. Mm-hmm. Then they were like, you know what, let's make some new songs. Because I feel like they tried to edit her vocals the same way that a lot of the songs off of Oops is edited. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I don't know. I just feel like that this should have been on Baby One More Time. And this definitely could have replaced a lot of songs off that album, too. To me,
You leave my motherfucking track list alone, okay?
This song
don't
sounds...
replace nothing.
I guess it kind of, to me, sounds... it is maybe like the more mid-tempo version of Deep in Your Heart, or Deep in My Heart, whatever the title of that was called.
Which I think it was produced by the same person.
Oh, work. There's another song, too, that I really like. Autumn Goodbye. That's mid-tempo version of that, too. I don't know. It's cute. I really do like it. I really like the lyrics. The chorus, it really grabs me in. I really love that. Yeah, and I like how she sings this. The production's great. So yeah, I don't know. I really like this.
Yeah, I don't know. I really do love this album. You know, as an overall thing, you know, I really feel like this was okay. Let me be real. I feel like Oops, I Did It Again and Baby One More Time were all recorded around the same time. I feel like they went above and beyond, recorded a bunch of fucking tracks, because usually Britney records anywhere between like 40 to 90 tracks for an album, okay? And we just never see the light of day past 20 of them, right? Baby One More Time and Oops, I Did It Again are the only albums that we literally got hardly anything back from them. We hardly got any kind of demos. It was only in the more recent years since the pandemic that we've started to get some of the demos or unreleased tracks from Baby One More Time. Now, knowing that a lot of songs kind of crossed over from Baby One More Time into Oops, I Did It Again and back over, like Deep in My Heart was technically a bonus B-side on Oops, I Did It Again's single. And to know that that kind of crosses over into that path, but was also on the Japanese version and the UK versions and the Australian version of A Baby One More Time, it's kind of like, okay, so we held on to this track for what?
What was the reason?
I had a reason.
What was the reason? What was the reason?
5 singles, maybe 6, 7, because she was supposed to have 2 other singles on there. You know, like, we really held on to this shit. And I'm like, okay, so how long ago was this recorded? And what originally was the sound of the album before it was supposed to be her debut of Baby One More Time? Because it was also supposed to be more of like a laid back, like I was saying earlier, a laid back, more like Sheryl Crow vibe. She wanted it to be a bit more like wholesome and innocent, down to earth, and less like a pop star. It was supposed to be more like, I guess, like bluesgrass or like, you know, guitar strumming acoustic vibe. Yeah. And then kind of meeting with Max Martin, she kind of was like, okay, I really vibe with him. I like him. Like, let's go to Sweden and kind of see what this is about. And I think she spent 4 to 6 months in Sweden.
Passport, smashport, I'm Cher.
So knowing all this stuff and going through all this, I really do feel like these 2 albums kind of complement each other. And what they did was they were like, okay, we got to pick songs that fit this vibe, and we got to pick songs that fit a more elevated vibe. And what they did was they had her record everything that she recorded in that year and a half, 2 years. They put one onto Baby One More Time, and they kind of crossed over between Deep in My Heart and some other songs into what you were going to hear on Oops, I Did It Again, and then really gave you Oops, I Did It Again with a tinge of Baby One More Time to kind of relate them back to each other. And I feel like we really don't get, again, a departure from all of that until we go on to the Britney album. I do feel like you said this is the yin and yang of each other. One is more innocent and one is more pop diva. You know, she kind of like, she's setting into her stardom of who she is.
Yeah.
And I feel like she's a bit more comfortable in this realm, vocally, production-wise, all the above. I feel like she just feels a bit more comfortable here. I kind of like the track listing the way that it is. I do like the ride that it kind of goes on, and I'm a sucker for a great track list. I am like so picky about my track list all the time. Like, I will sit there and listen to songs back to back to back to back to back, and I don't have to listen to the full thing. I just got to listen to like the beginning and the end, and then the next one beginning and the end, and then the next one beginning and the end, so I can know how they flow into each other, because it has to be a flow.
I can't help it if I've got a heavy flow and a wide set vagina.
If I can't sing the next song, it doesn't belong there. Usually, like, I'll sing the end of one song and I'll kind of like hear what's about to come next. Like, I already know like my songs that I have, and so I'll hear what song should come after that. I did that with Liminal's track list, which is how I figured out how Metapsychosis is gonna go. But yeah, no, I love this album. This is also her second Diamond album. This was the album that catapulted to #1, and she was the biggest selling opening week debut for a female artist, and she held that record for, I think it was 18 years? 15 years, until Adele beat it with 25. So she held on to that for a long time, and Taylor Swift was holding on to fucking try to beat that record. And I think she beat Adele later on after she came out with one of the fucking albums. Could have been Tortured Poets Department, actually. But, yeah, no, I feel like the singles were perfect for this album. I do wish that we would have gotten a fifth single. And for me, I think I would have either picked, for the fifth single of this album, I probably would have picked What You See Is What You Get. Or, I don't know, maybe When Your Eyes Say It. I don't know if I would have went more ballady or if I would have went back into like a resurgence, you know, like to hit them with another hit so that they would go listen to the album and buy more copies. But again, Britney sold, I think, 10 million copies, the year that this album came out. So I don't think she was, you know, hurting for any kind of sales. But, you know, I really love this album. I love the rollout. I love the production. I love the music videos, the live performances. Britney really went to work on this album and did her damn thing. And I don't think she would have been as successful on the next two albums had she have not been as successful on this album. Because she was really everywhere. Everywhere, anywhere. She had hit clips. She had Barbie dolls. She had fucking, you know, her 2 books. She literally wrote 2 novels. One with her mom. And both of them actually with her mom, sorry. Heart to Heart and A Mother's Gift. And then turned one into a movie 2 years later. So I just feel like you couldn't get away from Britney, kind of like how you can't get away from Taylor Swift right now. You know, Britney, I feel, just had more impact organically than Taylor Swift had right now. I feel like she's kind of like being a bit more pushed down your throat because she's consumed, and not in a bad way, but like because she's just taking up so much space and she's consuming so much that she's kind of like throwing album after album after album after album after single after single after single. I mean, she went on tour for what, 3 fucking years with the same tour, you know what I'm saying? So it's like she is making sure that she's in your face, whereas then Britney didn't have that same reach as you do with social media now. Taylor has that reach with social media that she doesn't need to do these big campaigns and spend a bunch of money behind it, that she can kind of reach out to her fans independently and be able to access that on a grander scale. Then I feel like it was a lot harder back in 99, 2000, 2001 to be able to do those things. So it's crazy that Britney was able to have that kind of stardom. And I really feel like the only person before her that had that stardom was Michael Jackson. You know, truthfully, if I'm going to be honest. You know, I don't know. I really love this album, though. I think it's great. Overall, I'm probably going to give this a 10 because there was only one song that I gave a 9. But yes. How about you?
Yeah, I'm a lot more impressed with this album than I thought I was going to be. Mm-hmm. I do think that we are growing as an artist, and you can really hear that if you're comparing this album to Baby One More Time, and then obviously if we compare this album to Britney, you hear and you can see that growth in the production, in her vocals, in the lyrics. I feel like, you know, there's a journey that she's going through overall as a human being, you know, in this point of her career.
I'm a human being.
But I also, I don't know, like, even just by itself, I'm like, yes, it is a good album. I see why people like it. I see why it was her second Diamond album. I see why it was, like, one of the fastest selling ones. You know, I do think that it's good. I do think it is a good album. Now, I will say, I feel like there's probably only just 2 songs I would really listen to off this album. It's going to be Oops and Stronger. Those are like probably the only 2 songs I would like really love to listen to. Lucky, I could say, yeah, it's going to be up there, but like even then, like it's probably maybe like a once in a while kind of thing. Other than that, I mean, like, I don't know. I would probably need to like listen to these songs like a few more times to like maybe get into it. But I also feel like, I don't know, I just, some of it's just not really my taste. So it's like, I don't know how to really like compare for all this, you know? But overall, it's not a bad album. I would probably say to me it's more of a 9. I think before I gave Baby an 8. This is definitely a 9. Again, we're improving. We're getting better. So...
Where do you see this in... Now that you think more highly of it than you thought you would, is this part of your top 3 Trinity from Britney?
Fuck no.
What's your 3 Trinity?
For me, it's gonna be Femme Fatale, Blackout and Circus.
Choices.
I might switch out Circus and Glory.
Right.
But yeah, those are my high-ranking ones.
Okay. Anyway, we will see you guys in the next video. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and hit that notification button for all future videos. It is not bye for forever. It is just bye for now. Bye.
Bye.
Until I feel the vibrations.
Hey guys, thanks for watching our video. Be sure to keep watching. There's plenty more videos to go through. Plenty more.
Go check it out right now.